In the ancient realm of Yunshan, where mist curled like silk over emerald mountains and rivers sang secrets to the stars, there lived a white dragon named Luine. Unlike her kin, whose scales blazed with colors of jade, ruby, or obsidian, Luine's scales shimmered like freshly fallen snow, glowing softly under the moon's tender gaze. She was born in the heart of the celestial peaks, in a cavern lined with crystal that reflected her light into 1,000 prisms, casting rainbows across the stone. Her mother, a great dragon of storm and thunder, told her she was a gift from the heavens, destined to weave peace where chaos reigned. Yet, Luine felt no grand purpose stirring in her heart. She was young, barely a century old, and her days were spent gliding through the clouds, chasing fireflies, and listening to the wind's whispered tales. The mortals below revered dragons as guardians, but they feared Luine's pale glow, whispering that her whiteness marked her as a ghost, a harbinger of endings. She longed to prove them wrong, to show that her light was not a curse but a beacon of hope. One twilight, as the sky bled crimson and gold, Luine perched on a cliff overlooking the village of Lianhua, nestled in a valley where lotus flowers bloomed even in winter. The village was quiet, too quiet, its lanterns unlit and its rice fields untended. Luine's sharp eyes caught no movement, no laughter of children or chatter of elders. A shadow clung to the air, heavy and unnatural, like a storm that refused to break. She spread her wings, each feather-like scale catching the fading light, and descended, her serpentine body weaving through the mist. As she landed, her claws sank into the soft earth beside the village well, where a single lotus floated, its petals wilting. A faint hum, like a heartbeat, pulsed from the ground. Luine lowered her head, her silver antlers brushing the water's surface, and saw a flicker in the depths, a dark shape, coiled and restless, unlike any fish or spirit she knew. "Who lingers here?" she called, her voice a melody of wind chimes. The water rippled, and a voice answered, low and jagged, like stones grinding together. "Leave, White One. This place is claimed." Luine's scales bristled. She sensed no dragon, no spirit of river or mountain, only a hunger that gnawed at the edges of her mind. She peered deeper into the well, her glow illuminating the water, and saw it, a shadow with no form, its edges fraying like smoke, its eyes two burning coals. It was a wraith, a creature born of forgotten sorrows, feeding on joy until nothing remained but despair. The village's silence was its doing. Luine's heart quickened. She had never faced such a foe, but the lotus, wilting yet defiant, stirred something within her, a spark of purpose. "I will not leave," she declared, her tail curling protectively around the well. "This village is under my care." The wraith laughed, a sound that clawed at her resolve. "Care? You are no guardian. You are a flicker, a pale imitation of true dragons. Begone, or I will devour your light." Luine faltered, the mortal's whispers echoing in her mind, ghost, harbinger, curse. But the lotus caught her eye again, its roots clinging to life. She straightened, her antlers gleaming. "Try," she said, and exhaled a breath of starlight, a radiant mist that poured into the well. The wraith shrieked, its form twisting as the light burned its edges. It surged upward, a tide of darkness, and Luine met it, her claws slashing through its smoky tendrils. The battle was fierce, though no mortal could have seen it. The wraith was formless, slipping through her grasp, its touch like frost that dulled her glow. It whispered doubts, each word a needle. "You are weak. You are alone. Your light will fade." Luine's strength waned, her scales dimming, but she thought of the village, of the children who once ran through the fields, of the elders' stories by lantern light. She could not let them fade. With a cry that echoed to the stars, she coiled her body, summoning the light within her core. It flared, brighter than the moon, and she dove into the well, her glow flooding the darkness. The wraith howled, its form unraveling, its eyes extinguished. The well glowed like a second sun, and then, silence, Luine emerged, trembling, her scales faintly aglow. The shadow was gone, but the village remained still. She feared she was too late. Exhausted, she curled beside the well, her light flickering like a dying ember. As dawn broke, a child's voice pierced the quiet. "Look! The dragon!" Luine lifted her head, startled. A girl, no older than 7, stood before her, clutching a lotus flower. Behind her, villagers emerged, their faces weary but alive, as if waking from a long sleep. The girl approached, fearless, and placed the lotus at Luine's claws. "You saved us," she said. Luine blinked, her glow strengthening. The villagers gathered, their fear replaced by awe. They called her not a ghost, but by Long, White Dragon, guardian of Lianhua. Word of Luine's deeds spread, carried by traders and poets, until it reached the celestial peaks. Her mother, the storm dragon, descended, her thunderous wings shaking the valley. "You have found your purpose," she rumbled, pride in her eyes. Luine nodded, her scales now radiant, reflecting the dawn. She knew her path, to protect, to illuminate, to prove that even the softest light could banish the deepest dark. The villagers rebuilt, their lanterns glowing each night, a tribute to their guardian. Luine returned often, gliding over Lianhua, her glow a promise that no shadow would claim them again. And so, under the watchful stars, the White Dragon's legend grew, a tale of courage, of light, and of a heart that refused to fade. Years passed, and Luine's name became a lullaby in Yunshan. Children slept soundly, dreaming of a white dragon who danced through the clouds, her scales a beacon in the night. Elders told her story by the fire, each telling adding flourishes, how she sang to the stars, how her breath wove rainbows. But Luine remained humble, her heart tethered to Lianhua. She visited the girl, now grown, who had given her the lotus. The woman, named Mei, had become the village's keeper of stories, her hair streaked with silver. "You gave us hope," Mei said, her eyes bright. Luine, coiled beside the well, now lined with blooming lotuses, replied, "And you gave me purpose." They sat together, dragon and mortal, under a sky ablaze with stars, their bond a quiet testament to the light that endures. Luine's journeys took her beyond Lianhua, to distant valleys where shadows stirred. Each time, she faced them, her light stronger with every battle. She met other dragons, golden ones who ruled the skies, blue ones who swam the rivers, and they honored her, calling her the light of Yunshan. Yet she never forgot the well, the lotus, the child's gift. Her glow, once a source of doubt, became her strength, a reminder that even those marked as different could change the world. And so, as the moon rose over the celestial peaks, Luine soared, her scales a comet's trail, her heart a star that would never dim, guarding Yunshan for centuries to come, a white dragon whose light was eternal. Do you still like today's story? If you like, please remember to subscribe to this channel and click the like icon. You can receive notifications and hear the latest stories as soon as possible. Good night, my baby.